Hey everybody, I just wanted to say I bought the new Kregg Accu-cut and Accu-cut, and the one thing I noticed when running the sleds on the track is there's significant play here. You can really see it if I zoom in here, if I'm not in the shadows. It moves about 1/16 of an inch. You can really see it when I come around to the back here and show you the variance. It moves, depending on where it is on the track, a significant amount. Well, anyway, in an attempt to reduce that, I'd run it up here on the front of the track, and I noticed that there was a ridge that was catching on. And that ridge, come around here, you might be able to see it. Each one of these little fingers protrudes up. But on these tracks, they're supposed to be, kind of recessed. This one doesn't show it, of course, because I took a Dremel tool and I ground those ridges back to where there's no ridge now. But as you saw before, there's still a significant amount of wobble in the sled when it rides on the rail. So what I did as a secondary issue, and you can kind of see it here, I placed some anti-slip liner on the insides of these two tracks on my saw. This is the one that rides on the rails. So, it'll either ride like this, or it'll ride like this, depending on whether you have a left-handed blade or a right-handed blade. Now, I'm looking at the front of the saw, so of course this is the left-hand side. So mine rides like this. If I can show you that better. So the way to fix that was, or try to reduce it, was place some of that material in this area here down that rail. And I did it on both. Now when it's sitting on here, you can see there is absolutely no wiggle. But now the issue is, since these two ridges are raised, the sled doesn't set flush. And I'll go back here and show you on the back. It doesn't set flush. This one sets pretty close because evidently this gap across here is wider than the one across here. You can see this one raises up pretty significantly. Now, of course, the blade rides here. If you look at my saw, when it's mounted on here, it's in here. But there's a significant issue with the way this is built. And I think the QC is a little loose on this, and maybe with some later mold redesigns they can take out some of this slack. But for now, I'm probably going to run the anti-wear slip strip in here, and I'll probably take off one or both sides of this, depending on how much lateral slide this thing has in it. But for now, I just wanted to point that out. So keep that in mind if you decide to purchase either. Well, it doesn't happen on the Accu-cut, which is this item here, but it appears pretty significant when you're running it in the Accu-cut. So just keep that in mind if you decide to purchase this.